Rahu in 5th house in Capricorn Ascendant. Rahu in 5th house. The shadow planet Rahu is a well-perceived malefic celestial presence, but its placement gets impacted by other planetary placements in the horoscope chart, which could make it appear beneficial as well as adverse at times. This would come out with the picture of progeny, love and education of these natives. The pleasant placement of Rahu in 5th house would bless the native with good affluence and wiser blend-in attitude, which would take them towards good growth upon land. These people would be truly spiritual and philosophical in their approach and would carry a learned personality. The natives having Rahu in 5th house would lead a pleasant and respected life and would be endowed with peace and persistence. The malefic placement of Rahu in 5th bhava would bring some of the adverse impact and bitterness in the native's life, with the major obstacle of problems in the birth of child or abortions. Besides this, after the birth of the son, the spouse's health would suffer for continuous 12 octoskins. Apart from this, the placement of Jupiter along with Rahu in 5th house would result in problems to the native's father. The natives of this placement should keep along or wear an elephant made of silver like a pendant for most of the time, as it will reduce the adverse impacts of this placement. Besides which, the person you stay away from alcohol, non-vegetarian food and adultery for her whole life. These natives should formally remarry their spouse, as it will defend their first marriage from perceived breakage and failure. Rahu in Taurus. Rahu is said to be exalted in Taurus, so it brings positive results most of the time. Taurus is an earth sign, and when Rahu is placed in it, it brings stability and a sense of permanence in the native's life. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which represents love, passion and partner. Rahu is associated with foreign, out of caste, so people with Rahu in Taurus often get married to someone of an opposite caste. Such people get a lot of recognition and respect from the government. These people are also respected and admired among their social circle. Rahu in Taurus affords the native with property and land ownership. These people, however, are emotional and a little short-tempered too. They tend to face issues with spouse due to their harsh language. They often indulge in unnecessary arguments. Rahu in Taurus makes the person a spendthrift too, so these natives spend a lot in luxury items. However, this position of Rahu can also make the native prone to addictions. The native may also choose some shady mean of earning. Rahu in 6th house in Capricorn Ascendant. Rahu in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and the relationship between Rahu and Mercury can be termed positive. Both the planets are airy. Rahu in Gemini makes the person skillful in many fields. Rahu affords the native with mystery and manipulation, and Mercury is associated with wisdom and intelligence, so people born with this position of Rahu are often intelligent and tactful. These natives have a solution to any problem that comes up. However, Rahu also gives confusion to the native. Rahu in Gemini also makes the native a good communicator and debater. However, they can be impulsive talkers, meaning they do not think before they speak. The native is risk-taking and confident. These natives are also very courageous. Rahu also gives short travels to the native with this placement. Such people are usually interested in computer and technical fields. They also do well in business in the field of communication and media. Theirs is a clever mind, but they seem to be too invested in thinking, which sometimes leads to stress. Rahu in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and the relationship between Rahu and Mercury can be termed positive. Both the planets are airy. Rahu in Gemini makes the person skillful in many fields. Rahu affords the native with mystery and manipulation, and Mercury is associated with wisdom and intelligence, so people born with this position of Rahu are often intelligent and tactful. These natives have a solution to any problem that comes up. However, Rahu also gives confusion to the native. Rahu in Gemini also makes the native a good communicator and debater. However, they can be impulsive talkers, meaning they do not think before they speak. The native is risk-taking and confident. These natives are also very courageous. Rahu also gives short travels to the native with this placement. Such people are usually interested in computer and technical fields. They also do well in business in the field of communication and media. Theirs is a clever mind, but they seem to be too invested in thinking, which sometimes leads to stress. Rahu in 7th house in Capricorn Ascendant. Rahu in 7th house. The placement of Rahu is generally perceived to be adverse and inauspicious, besides which the presence of Rahu in 7th house will also bring negative impacts upon the aspects of this house, or there will be some hurdles in the path of the native, even if other planetary placements would reduce the negativity of the Rahu's presence. The natives of this placement of Rahu in 7th house would be dominating upon many around, but they would possess very few strong bonds, besides which there will be many people standing around them, but most of them won't be trustworthy, besides which these natives also won't be completely loyal in relationships. They would confront much obstacles in developing relationships and could have some enemies around, but they would emerge safe even though. These people having Rahu in 7th house would face some difficulties in getting married and would also have some hurdles in the conjugal path. Besides this, it would not be good for these natives to get married before 21 years of age. The natives would possess positive relations with the government and strong bonds with people of authority, which will be beneficial for you, while those weaker than you would keep a relation for their own self-interests. These people having Rahu in 7th bhava would confront much losses if they would get involved in the pursuits associated with Rahu, like electrical equipment. Besides this, if the Mercury, Venus or Ketu get placed upon the 11th house, then the native would suffer from headaches, and her sister, wife or son would also receive worst effects, as taking them towards a very poor situation. These native having Rahu in 7th house should confer 6 coconuts in a flowing river for the reduction of malefic effects. Rahu in Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, and when Rahu is placed in a water sign, it makes the native highly emotional and caring. Cancer is ruled by Moon, which represents emotions, and Rahu gives confusion. People born with Rahu in Cancer thus struggle to feel emotionally stable. Their emotions and feelings are overwhelming and confusing. Rahu is the dragon's head, and when placed in Cancer, a water sign, it gives deep penetrating thoughts to the native. Such people tend to be a little indecisive due to their wavering thoughts. Rahu in Cancer affords the native with a lot of wealth, though. Such people often enjoy an authoritative position too. Right since childhood, these natives have a lot of responsibilities on their shoulders. Lack of peace of mind and discontent persists throughout life. These natives also struggle to enjoy happiness from mother. Disputes in property and land-related matters also take place in their life. These people have a tendency to play with others' emotions. They can also betray others if needed. Rahu in 8th house in Capricorn Ascendant. Rahu in 8th house. The shadow planet Rahu is one of the most malefic presence in the celestial arena, for which it is perceived to bring most of the adverse impacts upon the human lives, though if the other planetary placements would support, it could also bring some positive shades at times. The people born with Rahu in 8th house would lack the sincerity and seriousness in their approach towards life. They will be the people of amusement arena who would think of having fun for most the time at any cost. They could even be disloyal and untrue at times, and could betray others in relationships for which they would rarely possess strong relations around. The natives of this placement of Rahu in 8th house would make much lavish spending in their life, while at some places they would be compelled to do so, as in court cases or upon unworthy people. Besides this, it will also affect the personal life of the natives, as they will confront much difficulties in maintaining relationships and would confront the lack of peace in the family. Apart from this, if the benefic Mars gets placed over 1st or 8th house and Saturn gets placed over 8th bhava, then this malefic placement of Rahu in 8th house would turn somewhat benefic to make the person rich and to bring him/her success upon land. The natives of this placement of Rahu in 8th bhava should keep a square piece of silver always with them, and should keep some amount of saunf below the pillow while sleeping. They should not work in any electricity or power department or in any kind of associated arenas. These could bring them some of betterment in life. Rahu in Leo. Rahu shares an inimical relationship with Sun, which is why their conjunction is also held to bring negative results in Vedic astrology. Leo is ruled by Sun, so naturally when Rahu would be placed in the sign of enemy planet, the results might not be favorable. Leo is a fire sign. Fire means aggression, desire, passion and ambition. Rahu aggravates all these in the native. These people also have a strong desire to get their ethics and beliefs recognized and admired. Rahu in Leo often detaches the native from family. Moreover, such a person also shares misunderstandings and clash of opinions with father. These people make good strategists though. They have impressive intellect and sharp mind. They are intelligent but can be shrewd at times. Ego and self-interest are high in these people. They face problems with children and progeny matters too. They like to travel in forest and wild places. They are good debaters too and are quite valorous like a lion.